Locker Room. Vince Papali, welcome to the Locker Room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the Locker Room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the Locker Room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. It's the first 2 days of the NCAA basketball tournament are in the books, and my bracket is busted.
Yeah.
And to help me along today in the locker room here, Josh Hennig is producing and also co-hosting with me today. And the intern, Andrew Leeds, is making his debut, Josh Hennig. He's got his own microphone today.
Yes, he does, which is always a good thing because now we have to swing the mic around about 20 different people as we have in the past.
So here's the funny part. So last night I text the intern and I tell him, all right, for your debut, you need to wear a tie, and a sport jacket. Yeah. And he didn't take the bait. He wore a nice shirt, but he doesn't have a tie on and he doesn't have a jacket on. And if he did do that, I was going to really razz him.
It's funny. I read that text out loud, and I was like, "Oh, I guess Billy wants me to wear a suit jacket." Like, I don't even own a suit jacket. It was my mom who actually was like, "Is he joking with you?" And I was like, "He probably is, but you never know."
Well,
so I was like, "I'll throw on a nice shirt."
That would be my form of rookie hazing, Josh. My hazing ritual. Haze the intern.
I don't believe in hazing, so I'm just like, whatever.
All right, we got a lot to talk about today. We got a great show lined up. Of course, the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan, at 10:30. And he's been a busy man as the book's been all a buzz out there in Las Vegas as it is here in Atlantic City. I heard that these books are full. And it's just such a cool time because it's wall-to-wall basketball. And, of course, I alluded to it a few minutes ago, but I had Purdue winning the whole thing there, intern, and they went down to they lost.
Yeah, it's a tough break. I mean, it's only the second time in history, of course, that a 16 seed has defeated a 1 seed. I didn't fill out a bracket myself this year,
right.
Although I didn't predict. I wouldn't have gone with Purdue to win it
well,
all. I definitely wouldn't have had them losing in the first round.
Well,
however.
I saw Edie play 3 times this year, which is really something remarkable itself. I don't know why I watched Purdue, other than the fact that he's 7'4", and it was interesting to see him.
That was Billy's first mistake.
The big Maple Leaf. I know. I saw Purdue.
I mean, we know he loves size.
That's right. Big people beat up on little people.
Yeah. Well, guess what? The big guy lost last night because it doesn't matter how big you are if you can't do the fundamentals, and this is the problem in college sports. We're seeing in this tournament that the teams that are winning, they're running the offense. They're switching on defense. They're making their shots. They're doing the little things to win the game. And a team like Purdue, they were saying on the broadcast at one point that as long as Edie is not doing what he does, the rest of the team cannot do what they do.
He's central to them winning.
And instead of Edie saying, "Hey, give me the ball, let me try to figure this out," he shrunk away from the moment. And this is the problem when you're dependent on one guy on a team, you're going to lose. Now, like Andrew said, though, no one thought that Fairleigh Dickinson was going to be Purdue. But most people like myself didn't have Purdue making a deep run because what we did was we said teams win championships, not 7'4" behemoths.
Especially at the college level.
So, guys, 13 seed Furman defeats Virginia. Princeton defeats Arizona. Number 15 seed Princeton defeats number 2 seed Arizona.
I just want to point out that's 2 Jersey schools.
Is that unbelievable?
Jersey
that
pride,
one.
Baby.
Number 10 Penn State defeats number 7 Texas A&M, and number 11 seed Pittsburgh defeats number 6 Iowa State. And we were pulling for Iona last night, but UConn was just too much for Iona, and that was my sentimental favorite because we covered them at the MAC.
Yeah,
and you were pulling for them, and
we all were.
They were overmatched.
Yeah,
I think that really quick, Andrew. I wanted to say that in the game last night, I thought that there was a moment in I think it was maybe like the 7 or 6 minute of the first half where it looked like Iona was going to make a run.
Yeah, they were in there.
And it just felt like UConn said, no, Not gonna
No,
happen.
they just said that's it.
Exactly.
Now, because of all this, I love this time of year, and I thought, who can I talk to? So I reached out to Dick Weiss. And Dick's a legendary Hall of Fame columnist. He wrote for the Daily News, Philadelphia Daily News, and New York Daily News. So he's been around. Dick's a plethora of information, and we'll have him on at 11 o'clock. Hall of Fame columnist Dick Weiss. And he knows a thing or two about basketball. He's been over 30, 45 tournaments, 35 championship
35
games.
championship games, yeah.
So Dick Weiss at 11. Now, the Sixers, what did I was watching the Sixers. They got off they were winning. They pretty much dominated that whole game. I mean,
yeah, it started off a little close. I think at the end of the first, they were only up by 1.
Yeah.
But besides
But
that,
then
they
they
pretty
pulled
much
away.
took control.
But with all that being said, I mean, like the Hornets shot 14% from the 3-point line. That's horrible.
The Hornets are not a good team
No,
right now.
no.
I mean, that was a game that the Sixers should have dominated, and they did.
And then I
mean,
come
that's
in
all
here
you
and
can
Josh
ask.
lays on me, about the Flyers. Like Tippett got a hat trick, I guess. You know what?
Yes.
Guess what?
What kind of sports fan are you, Billy? Come on.
I did not even. I clicked on it for 13 seconds. They were down 1-0. I turned it off.
Owen Tippett had a hat trick last night. The guy the Flyers got for Claude
Guess what?
Giroux.
I'm not the only one that's not watching the Flyers.
Well, listen, I'm still watching because I care, but maybe
I care too, but
much.
it's just
Yeah, I mean, I care, but when you got March Madness on one end and you got the Sixers and Joel Embiid having one of the most dominant runs in all of basketball right now, it's hard to care about the Flyers.
that's right. It's hard for me, and I'm a hockey guy, Josh.
Hey, listen, when the Sixers are on commercial break and True TV and CBS are all on commercial break, what am I going to do? Watch the commercials or watch the Flyers? I'm going to watch the Flyers, okay?
By the way, you were a little aloof yesterday. Every time I text you to get back to me, what's going on, Josh?
Let's
Too
see
busy
here.
for you? Too busy for me?
Let's see here. Well, the first time you texted me in the middle of the morning when I was trying to sleep. Then you texted me
10:30
later.
in the morning.
Then, yeah, because I actually get to sleep in for once. And then, let's see, what was the other point in time you texted me? I think I was at the gym at that time.
Okay, and that's a great segue to my next thing that I want to talk about real quick.
Yeah, 6:10, I was at the gym.
Get it off my chest. I did join a gym. In the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been going at least 2 times a week. I've been faithfully trying to get in there.
Let's start.
I have never seen. Now, I love the sauna, that dry heat. The heat, the sauna.
Okay.
You go in there and sweat,
Yeah.
right?
We're aware of what it is.
Get a great workout, then you go into the sauna, you sit there for 20 minutes, get a great sweat, then you shower it up. I cannot believe some of these people that attend these gyms, their routines. I sit there in hysterics.
Their routines.
Yeah, people are people are weird.
Okay, well, I mean,
some of these guys that are in this, you should see their act in the locker room, in the sauna. We got one guy that goes in there and works out in the sauna. One guy hangs his laundry all over it. Like, I hate that.
Okay, well, the laundry thing is unacceptable.
Yeah.
But the guy who goes to the workout in the
People lay
sauna,
down, and I mean, it's not your home. You're taking into consideration other people.
the working out in the sauna thing is actually pretty common, though.
Yeah,
a lot of guys,
I understand.
a lot of
more.
people who believe that it's another way to accelerate sweating and weight loss.
It's nonsense. So you go in there, you keep it, you get a quiet solitude, you get to think, and you sweat, and you like get introspective, and then you get then you got guys in there like singing. You can hear they get their earbuds in, and I don't even know how they do that when they're sweating that much, right? You think the thing was short circuit, but I just observing people are weird in gyms, I think.
Well, people are weird in general. I think that's the point where you got to accept people are just weird in general. Okay. Now, listen, I would also say that if it's such an issue, you should bring it up to the management of the gym and say something to them.
I said something twice, but I don't want to be that guy.
So now you want to just put it on a public platform. So
I just thought, it's been bothering me.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to talk about this for like the last 3 weeks.
Well, here's the thing with the gym, and that is it's like any other area of society that involves people being allowed to express themselves, whether it's the bar, whether it's the gym, whether it's the club, wherever, Twitter, people have been emboldened to think that they can
like
be
they're the only
weird
ones.
as they
They're
want
the only
now.
ones in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
How about when people hog equipment? Like that gets on.
See, that drives me nuts.
I hate that.
Like, I never understood the person who they do a set, right? And then they're sitting on the machine with their phone in their hand for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, what in God's name are you doing on your phone?
Let me ask you a question. You're in the gym a lot. How often between how long do you rest between? Let's say if you do 3 sets of 8, how long do you wait between your first and second set? And
I mean,
set? 30, 40 seconds.
No.
Get in the thing and get out. Do your job. Do your workout and get out of there.
I mean, sometimes I'll take like a minute or two.
Yeah.
Sometimes
All right,
because
that's okay. All right.
Just because if I'm lifting heavy or I'm, sometimes what I do is I'll see somebody who wants to. One of the things I would do sometimes, I'll see somebody using equipment, and I'll turn to them and I'll say, "Hey, do you want to alternate? Like we'll take turns.
Right.
So like when I take a break, you jump in. When you take a break, I'll jump in." And sometimes I'll maybe go to the side, maybe do some jump rope or something, on the side in between sets. But then I'll come back and he'll be like, "All right, time for you to go," and we'll just go back and forth.
Right.
Like things like that are normal. But the person who sits there and literally you see them, they're sitting.
They're taking 5 minutes between workout
in their
between
phones.
set, and then you ask them if you can jump. They say, "Well, I'll be done in a few minutes." They indicate they don't want you jumping in.
Yeah, and
I hate that.
And the person who says, whoever says they won't let you jump in, is the person who actually doesn't know what the bleep they're doing. Because here's the problem: there's a lot of people who go in the gym who don't know what they're doing. What they do is they see stuff on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, and they're saying, "I can do that too." And what happens is they're spending time on their phone trying to figure out what they're doing, and then also seeing people who say, "I've been in the gym for 2 weeks, but I still don't have big arms." And it's like,
how about the guy that
goodness.
brings a notebook around and checks off everything he's doing?
That's as old as time, though. I've seen that.
At least
years.
they know what they're doing.
Right.
That person came in there with
have
a
a
plan. I respect that person.
Of course, we got a lot to talk about with the Eagles, Sixers. We'll get it all in the NCAA tournament. A lot going on. Phillies baseball. We'll have a great conversation today. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill. I stopped in there Thursday to kick off the NCAA tournament. I visited with Dave Lavari. They're located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wing, $2.50 domestic draft. They have live music every Friday night. You want to book a private party? Call Dave Lavari at 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. Of course, Renee and Kim are the bartenders down there. Get down there and say hello. All right, when we return, we'll talk more about the Eagles, the Phillies, Sixers, and Flyers right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NCAA Tournament is coming to 97.3 ESPN later today. Listen to March Madness exclusively on 97.3 ESPN. Catch every buzzer beater, every upset, and every minute of March Madness. Who will cut down the nets this season?
For three, it's good!
Keep it locked to 97.3 ESPN to find out. Listen to the NCAA Tournament exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM. South Jersey's sports leader. Coverage begins at noon.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Rendazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Kingston County for 40 years. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
It's March, and you know what that means. Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Bet365 is giving you more this March with a mega $365 in bonus bets. Simply sign up, bet $1, and unlock your $365 in bonus bets. Check out our Bet Boost, offered across every game of the college basketball tournament throughout March. Sign up today, bet $1 and get $365 in bonus bets, and make your March mega with Bet365. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 plus and physically located in New Jersey.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
Back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern, Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig pushing the buttons and co-hosting today. And guys, a lot of activity the first week of it's March Madness started, but NFL free agency has started in earnest. And I guess the Howie Roseman, the Eagles, and the rest of the NFL did not want to be outdone by the NCAA.
No, not at all. I mean, you look at all of the moves that have happened so far, just across the league. I mean, of course, you got Aaron Rodgers going on the Pat McAfee show this past Wednesday announcing that he intends to play with the Jets.
You know what? I'm not as intrigued with this as like, everybody makes such a big deal of it. You know what? No, I'm not. I focus on the Eagles. I mean, it's. I think Aaron Rodgers he's like narcissistic a little bit.
I get
with all his
little bit
media attention he needs.
I think the problem with Rodgers is a part of this segment of the players out there that think that the general media is out to get them, and they think that all the media cares about is getting headlines and taking their words out of context. So for people like him,
but he had that problem with the COVID. Remember, he wasn't honest about his COVID stuff. I mean, he got
but he's been not honest about a few different things over the years. You know, there's a few things over the years that he's been. It was way before the COVID stuff. Him and the media already was on a sour note. You know, there's documented incidences of him at press conferences. You know, basically, shooting back at reporters for dumb questions. Right. You know, for example.
And then once the Jordan Love drafting situation, that's when it soured with the Packers organization.
Right, and But listen, I don't want to get into a deep dive on Aaron Rodgers here, but
no, I don't either. But I just made a simple statement. I'm over it.
I watched at least 25 minutes of that McAfee thing, and I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah,
because 25 minutes in, first of all, it took him 8 minutes to say what he was doing. It took him another 8 minutes to explain why he was doing it. It took another 8 minutes for him to explain the darkness retreat. And it's like at some point you're just like, this guy just likes to talk.
I
think he just likes the attention.
Yeah, and the most important thing with me with the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, I agree with you. I don't care about it as much as the Eagles.
Right.
But what I do care about is it's another top quarterback leaving the NFC.
I mean,
who else is there in the NFC besides Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC.
You got the best quarterback
it's
in
not
the
even.
league.
It's not even a debate.
I don't care about other teams. I care about us. Like that does what you just said. That doesn't bother me either. Like, okay, so you went to the AFC, big deal. No, I care about what we have. And speaking about what we have, I think I saw something from Mike Gill tweeted about how people were Howie Roseman haters on Twitter. Did you see that? Like, who are they now? I was a Howie Roseman hater, but just full disclosure, being fair about everything, I call balls and strikes. I've been in his corner for the last year and a half.
Yeah, and
I've been singing his praises, have I not?
Yeah,
you have. And I think anyone who's not in this corner at this point, I think is just living a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, there's nothing wrong in life with admitting you make a mistake or
That's
you were wrong about something. We move on. We move on to the next thing. Listen, to me, the moment I realized, I think it was like this past November, when the haters started disappearing for this organization and for this team, I moved on personally because I was like, all right, the haters have gone away. They're too much chicken to actually say what they feel and explain what they felt and have a conversation about it. So we move on. I remember I ran into somebody a couple months ago out and about, and they made the comment to me. They were like, look, they said, I used to not believe in Jalen Hurts. I didn't believe in Nick Sirianni. I didn't believe in Howie Roseman. They've all proven me wrong. So I'm on the bandwagon. I'm like, well, welcome to the party, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, that's even me over here. I will be the first to admit I was not a huge Jalen Hurts guy going into this season. I liked the player. I liked him. I liked his intangibles, his leadership. I didn't think he had.
You didn't think he had the skill set.
I didn't think he had the skill. I said to everybody who would listen to me, I would say, I love everything about Jalen Hurts as a quarterback, except his ability to throw the football, which is the most important thing.
But this time right now is Howie Roseman's time to shine, and he's doing it. I mean, look. You remember you printed this up for me, all 20 of the guys, and I'm looking at this right now. He signed 6 of them, and all on the defensive side of the ball, like I wrote on 97.3ESPN.com. If you were to ask the majority of people before, they were going to say defense. They're going to be having a hard time re-signing a lot of these guys on defense, and yeah, he brought Brandon Graham back for a year. Let's say defense. Brandon Graham, Bradbury, Darius Slay, and Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, all those are huge.
They're huge, and guess what? I know what Brandon Graham's 34, right?
Yeah,
34.
So.
But he's still productive. It wasn't like he had a bad year last year.
He had the best season of his career.
Exactly.
But see, it's more than just his age. It's more than his production. It's something that, Andrew, you were starting to touch on, which was the fact that we as sports fans have been brainwashed to think that what you do on the field is the only thing that matters. Mm-hmm. You need leadership in a locker room. Leadership, quality of character, human beings, intangibles. We have devalued them so much in a society where we complain outside of sports about people's lack of character. And then in sports, we make excuses for when they have bad character. The Eagles made a decision when Howie Roseman came back in 2016. We were going to value character in the locker room over everything else. Remember, they got rid of Josh Huff the minute he had that incident on the bridge, okay? Yeah. Numerous other situations, the Eagles said we're going to avoid these people. The Eagles brought back Brandon Graham in part because they said this guy is a leader in the locker room. And for guys like Jalen Hurts, what makes them valuable, what makes them great is that they want it more than you do.
Exactly. And you want to talk about leadership. I mean, especially Brandon Graham, and look at James Bradbury. James Bradbury and Fletcher Cox both told the media that they were offered more money from other teams.
Right.
But they wanted to stay in Philadelphia. They wanted to be with Jalen Hurts, with Nick Sirianni. They want to lead this defense. I mean, Fletcher Cox specifically, we know the Jets tried to bring him in along with Aaron Rodgers. That's been reported at least. So that's another sign of leadership by these two of this organization, that they want to be here for the future of this team.
It's a commitment they're making.
Exactly.
They're not just here ring chasing. And listen, maybe for a guy like Fletcher, it's a little different because he already has one championship under his belt.
Right.
So maybe for a guy like him, it's a little less important to leave. Listen, I'll admit it. Fletcher was the one guy I was extremely wrong about. I assumed he was gone the moment that we hit free agency. But him coming back, like you just said, Andrew, really says a lot about his character. And it says about the fact that this guy, he's more interested in being in the right place than the highest paid place.
Let me just add this. I know that the Eagles try to keep away from guys that are above 30, right? 30, 32, I guess I know they brought Brad Slay back and Graham and Cox. But I think these guys are integral parts of the defense. No matter what their age, they are still productive. And I give Howie Roseman an A so far.
Yeah.
What do you give him?
I was going to say I would give him an A. The only thing stopping me from giving him an A+ is we still don't have CJ Gardner-Johnson back.
Right.
He was my number one priority. So him still not being on a team is a little scary. However, personally, what I think, which is being reported, is what most likely is going to happen is that we'll end up getting CJ back on a 1-year deal just because it doesn't seem to be much of a market for safeties or for him. So I do think he will be back in Philly. I personally want to get him locked up long-term. However,
I hope they hook him. He's looking for a long-term. He's looking for a long-term contract.
Most guys want long-term deals.
Yeah.
They want the security. So here's the deal. So I had multiple NFL people tell me this week, guys, that it seems like the safety market basically fell apart.
Yeah,
after Jesse Bates went to Atlanta and after Von Bell went to Carolina, apparently Marcus Epps was asking for a lot more money than he got, and teams literally scoffed at him. And it seems like for CJ Gardner-Johnson, he wants Jesse Bates money, and nobody wants to give him Jesse Bates money.
There's an argument to be made. He had a great year. He's tied for the league leadership in interceptions. 6.
He did, but guess what? For a lot of NFL teams, in order to play safety, you got to do more and get interceptions. This was the debate for in the early 2000s. I know Billy was so focused on the Eagles, might not pay attention to the rest of the league.
I know.
But for years in the NFL, the conversation was who's the better safety, Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed, and it was Polamalu's the guy who makes all the flashy plays in terms of tackles and hits, but Ed Reed made all the interceptions and touchdowns. Yeah. So it was like, well, what's more valuable, the one playmaker versus the other?
All right, so we have the Eagles. We got to continue. Hopefully, Howie Roseman continues his streak of making the right decisions, and we'll keep our eye on that. Of course, the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan's coming up next, and we'll talk a little NCAA and NBA basketball with the book. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. That's 609-399-1227. A new wind is blowing at Maserati the Main Line. The all-new Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Main Line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment in something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800 to schedule your test drive today. Ask for Michael Pileggi. All right, when we return, we'll talk with the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Nothing beats March Madness. The pure sound of a swish, the rattle of a slam dunk, the fans on their feet for the big moments. And the action just keeps getting better until a national champion is crowned. Hear all the action with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's and women's tournaments right here.
March Madness on 97.3 ESPN is being brought to you by Calvi Electric and Progressive Fence and Rail. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's home for the NCAA Tournament.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee. Those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those Comfort Kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan, again and again. Call Lenigan, again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through March 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Vary.
Hi, honey. Happy first day back at work. Can't wait to see you tonight. We are so proud of you.
Daddy, love you.
There are many reasons to start recovery. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, we are here to help. Call us. Our trained counselors are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help. Your recovery is within reach. Call 844-REACH-NJ to learn about medication that can support your recovery. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern, Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. And, of course, every Saturday at this time, we get on an airplane. We travel all the way out. It's our favorite segment. It's very popular. Dave, the sportsbook consigliere Sharapan, is a charismatic. He's intelligent. He's the man of the town. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan. Look at him. How about that?
What's up?
I'm very, very, very upset right now. My bracket is shot to hell.
Billy, you didn't call me. You didn't ask any questions.
I call you. Never.
Billy didn't ask anybody anything.
Wait a second. That's Dave. That's not true because every time I call, you don't answer.
You got to text me first, Billy. I'm doing content all the time, and this is the busiest week of the year. Josh, thank you for writing that wonderful intro for Billy to read for me because I know he didn't write that himself. Andrew, good to see you, sir, as well.
Nice to meet you, Dave.
Yes, sir. Billy, do you believe the craziness of what happened in the last 48 hours?
Do you like it? Do you like that though, Dave? I mean, seeing these higher seeds beating big time programs.
It is fun. I mean, I went to 5 conference tournament games here, different conferences in Vegas the week before. So I got the basketball bug. I always have had it. But I'll tell you what, like, this lives up to the billing every single time. There's always something. It may not be every game. It may not be, both days. But whatever happens the first 2 days of the March Madness tournament it's unbelievable. There's so many things. And then, I mean, I'm dressed like I just left State College.
You look good, Penn State.
I mean, I got everything Penn State on I got today. I got it all on because I am so excited, Billy, for the first time since 2001. Billy, you holding up? What do you have on there?
My bracket.
What does that say? Penn State in the second round or in the first round?
So, no, I got him. I had him winning.
You had him winning one game. Do you have him winning two, Billy?
No.
Well, good, because you ain't been right yet, and you're going to be wrong again today. That's good news, okay? I'm so excited for the first time since 2001 that Penn State is playing on the second day of the basketball tournament, and they're only 5.5-point dogs. Nobody thinks they can win, including you. You filled out your bracket. You thought they would lose. That's okay. Everybody's betting Texas, and that's okay, too. We can win today.
Hey, Sportsbook, you're looking at number 13 seed Furman defeats number 4 seed Virginia. Princeton beats Arizona. Fairleigh Dickinson defeats number 1 seed Purdue.
Wow.
Pittsburgh, your hometown.
Yep.
Okay, they send Iowa State packing.
Yes, they
All right. I had Purdue winning the whole thing.
Oh, Billy. See, now this you
Maple Leaf screwed me up.
This is one of those things. See, everybody needs one in the book. Everybody needs one in their life. All right. And Josh is laughing. Andrew's trying not to say anything like out loud, but Billy, you may be that guy. If you pick that team, they lose. Okay. You took down Purdue, Billy. You had them to win it all. How could you do that to all the Boilermaker fans and people who really thought they could win? You put them all the way for the championship, Billy. You're responsible, Schweim. You're responsible.
We're talking with the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan. Hey, Book, what's the odds of me anybody winning the bracket pool? What are the odds of that?
There were no, I saw it last night on one of the shows. There was over 12 million or something brackets. There's no more perfect brackets. That's
everyone's cooked.
Yeah. Who in the world had Fairleigh Dickinson? Come on, guys.
Nobody.
Nobody.
I don't even know if Fairleigh Dickinson had Fairleigh Dickinson.
I think I saw 2% of all brackets had FDU winning, which is probably entirely
2%.
FDU students.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just New Jerseyans who are spiteful.
And it's crazy because in New Jersey, you can't even bet on college sports.
That's correct.
So they couldn't bet them there. I heard a couple, friends of mine reached out and said, did anybody have FDU on the money line? A couple people might have had them. They might actually win the next game. They're playing Florida Atlantic. FDU and FAU.
Sorry, FAU is going to beat them.
I think so, too. FAU's pretty good basketball.
FAU is actually pretty good.
Who does Billy have? Who do you have?
Yeah.
Whoever
Billy has is still the opposite
I'm
way.
on the show, but I'm so pissed off I'm not even looking at it anymore. How about that? I can't.
Don't get mad, Billy. Get even.
Pissed. I'm so bad I can't even pick my nose.
Don't get mad. Get glad.
Yeah, don't get mad, get glad. Don't get mad, get even. That's the other thing, Billy. You got more games to come with today. I know this is the danger, right? You fill out a bracket before you get all excited, and it leads up to this. And then by Saturday, you're like, I don't even want to look at the bracket anymore. But that's the beauty of the games. Like you can bet them, you can look at them, play props, all kind of different things. That's why I like the game-to-game method, at least through the first week. And then we'll look at futures from the Sweet 16 on.
We're talking with the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, every Saturday at this time. We get to talk to the Sportsbook Consigliere. You can follow him on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. Follow him at Bostonian versus the Book. And, of course, this time of year, the book is all a buzz. I mean, you were talking about how busy you are. The lines have been enormous. People getting those last bets in. I heard a guy put $33,000 on Fairleigh Dickinson and won like over $500,000.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe that kind of thing, I don't know if it actually happened or not. They show these screenshots on the socials, but I've been in the books, I mean, years and years, and there's a lot of people walking around with a lot of cash this week, Billy. There's people in Vegas that just come and get silly. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. I'm not even Irish, and that's an excuse for people to just drink green beer, wear green hats, and get crazy in the sports book in addition to the basketball games. If there's not enough going on, It's St. Patrick's Day in the book. Forget about it. It was nuts yesterday. It was nuts.
Book. Let's transition over to the Philadelphia 76ers. I saw Joel Embiid is now like the odds-on favorite to win the MVP, and he, of course, the Sixers have won like 7 games in a row. They're playing great basketball. Like I know 2 months ago we were all worried about does this team have enough to make it to out of the second round? What do you say, Book?
Yeah. I don't know who was worried about it, Bill. Billy, you were worried about it. Yeah, you were worried about it, and all you Philadelphia fans that get worried about everything. Okay, you weren't worried about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Look what happened; they lost, and now you're worried about everything else. Don't worry about anything. Okay, so much going on, but the Sixers are playing some pretty good basketball. Yesterday, I went on every show dressed like Bobby Jones. I mean, I had it all
Bobby
top to
Jones.
bottom. Okay. And that was one of the easiest games I've bet in a while, was the Sixers -10. They're beating teams they're supposed to beat. We're going to see. They got a big trip coming up out west. I don't want to say it, Billy, but, they play in Phoenix next Saturday. I mean, I'll meet you there. Okay, I'll pick you up at the airport if you want. We'll go to the game. And then you can go back home.
Don't tempt me, Dave. Don't tempt me,
I'm just
Dave.
saying, Billy.
Don't
I'm just
do this
saying.
to me. If I call
want
you,
to see this team in person. I can't get back to Philadelphia, so I'm thinking about going down to Phoenix to see this team in person.
By the way, guys, just a side note that on Monday against the Bulls, the Sixers will be celebrating the 40th anniversary of their last championship in 1983 with Moses Malone, Julius Erving, Bobby Jones. Right, Mark Ivoroni,
Mo Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks.
Oh
man. You bring up Moses Malone, and something interesting that happened last night. Joel Embiid, he had a 38-point performance in 29 minutes. That was his 25th 35-point game of the season, which ties Moses Malone for the most by a center in a single season in NBA history.
How about that?
that?
When Moses did it, he won the MVP.
You realize I got the intern. He's got his own mic today. See that? I mean, you know what I told him today last night? I said, make sure when you get in here, it's your debut that you wear a tie and a jacket. He didn't take the bait.
You tried to get him to do that?
I tried to haze him. Yeah, I tried to haze him.
Andrew, don't fall for that stuff.
No.
Ask Josh. Listen, ask Josh. If you have any questions, just ask Josh. That's what I do when I got to reach. I just ask Josh. Did you guys hear the Oxford story, Billy? Did you hear the Oxford story? Okay. This is one of my all-time.
Oh, wait, Xavier.
Yeah,
Xavier. Comes. Yeah, you did. You told us last week.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah, you told us last week. Guy comes. He goes. He was speaking broken English, right?
He was speaking broken English, and he hit me with with the Wisconsin and the South Carolina and the Arkansas, and then he said, "I want Oxford," and I said, "Oxford? What are you talking about, Oxford?" And we went through the odd sheet, and I couldn't find it, and he pulled a little piece of paper out of his pocket, unfolded it twice, and he pointed down, and there it was, right in front of my face, Xavier. And I didn't know. Oxford. So I'm rooting for Oxford tomorrow. I'm rooting for Penn State today. Do you know if Penn State wins today and Pitt wins tomorrow, that Penn State and Pitt will play in the Sweet 16?
Would that be
and
something?
Bring the schools together on a basketball court, and they can't get them together on a football field. It's unbelievable.
Disgrace.
Hey Dave, before we get out of here with you, let's do the folks a service and do a little rapid fire with the games today and tomorrow.
Give it to him, Josh.
Come on.
So let's start with Arkansas versus Kansas.
Yes.
Kansas is currently favored by 4. How are you feeling about that?
Why is that line so low, Josh? I don't know. That one feels like one of those ones. Either I'm missing something, or I haven't given the SEC credit enough. I like Kansas in the game, but I've been wrong a couple times about the SEC. I loved Kentucky yesterday. Loved Kentucky yesterday. It was one of the bigger plays I had. So leaning Kansas, not in love with it. Probably that game under.
Houston probably facing one of the best teams they faced all year in Auburn. Only 5.5 for the number 1 seed Houston.
Coming down too. I just looked on my on screen. It's down to 5. So I don't know how much Sasser's going to play. I think the Weiss guys all love Auburn. They're all taking the points. They're taking them on a money line too, Josh. So Auburn's a live dog to win today. We saw a number 1 seed lose yesterday. It wouldn't surprise me to see Houston lose today.
All right, there he is, the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. As always, Dave, we love this segment with you. We love seeing you, and always what you're wearing. And you look good
Billy,
in Penn State blue.
One time, get us to the Sweet 16, please. Root for Penn State, but don't pick them. Don't mush them, Billy. Stay off of them.
There he is. All right, there he is, the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan, live on the Maserati of the Mainline Sports Hotline. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. That's 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the station where Sixers fans unite for every slam dunk.
He hammers it in.
Every three-pointer.
Corner three, bucket good.
We are your play-by-play home for Sixers basketball.
And a steal by Bible. That's what he does. And a two-hand jam. And the bench loves it. Give me a T.O., baby.
There's only one place to listen to Sixers basketball all season long. 97.3 ESPN.
And Maxey finishes with a flurry.
South Jersey's Sixers station.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number 1.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
With GMF financing, the qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
It's back! That's right, March Markdown is back at Bennett Chevrolet. And this year, the savings are bigger and better than ever, with huge savings on every vehicle, because we need to move out over 200 of them right now. Believe it or not, Bennett Chevrolet is selling new vehicles at GM supplier employee pricing for everybody. Plus, there's available 0% financing, and Bennett is giving a minimum minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker towards any pre-owned vehicle in stock. That's at least 10 grand for total junk. Just imagine how much Bennett is paying for good trades. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is a delight to work with because they're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Don't miss March markdowns going on now at Bennett Chevrolet, and get your new Chevy at GM supplier employee pricing, 0% available financing, and at least 10 grand for any trade towards any pre-owned in stock. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds. Josh Hennig pushing the buttons. I did mention the fact, Josh, it's been 40 years, intern Andrew Leeds, 40 years since the Sixers won the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Of course, you weren't even alive.
No, I was -19.
That's BA before Andrew.
Of course.
But Josh, those teams were fun. Julius Erving, Bobby Jones, Maurice Cheeks, Mark Ivoroni, Clint Richardson.
You really mentioning Mike Ivoroni for Andrew Toney?
I'm just going to let Earl Curtin, Matt Gukas was the assistant coach, Pat Williams, John Nash. That was a fun team.
This is the hierarchy of that team, okay? Dr. J, Moses Malone, Mo Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Bobby Jones. If your hierarchy isn't that, I don't care.
Well, wait, I just like saying Mark Ivoroni.
Because you're Billy Schwein.
Because I just like it's a nice Italian. It rhyme. Mark Ivoroni.
It does have a little bit of flair.
It has a little flair to it.
I don't care if it has flair or not. You're putting him ahead of the Boston Strangler. I mean,
all right,
on.
Josh, let me ask you this question because the intern wasn't even alive. It was -19 BA before Andrew. Why did that Sixers team win more championships than just one? Because they had that nucleus there for at least 6 years.
Couple reasons. One, because they built that nucleus too late. People forget that the Sixers
Moses came in
'83.
In '83, and that's when they won it.
But before that, they had gotten to multiple NBA finals. I believe off the top of my head, they got to 3.
Yeah, that's right.
From once Dr. J got there, and they kept losing. It's part of the reason why they went and got Moses Malone. But the problem was by the time they got Malone, they tried to draft Barkley and try to infuse some youth into that team, but it wasn't enough because guys like the doctor and Mo Cheek started getting older, and then they started trading guys away, and they brought in some duds. Let's be honest, right? And Barkley is
but Josh, that team was set up for the long haul. I mean, if you think about it,
but they weren't. You saw that in reality they weren't. You thought in real time it was built for the long haul, but
just like the 2008, 9, 10, 11 Phillies.
Yeah,
we didn't get
I remember those. Yeah, I was alive.
You were alive.
I was 7.
He was 7.
I was a huge.
But that
Phillies.
team was. I think that's just as disappointing. They only got one championship out of that.
I mean, you can argue the best roster of all of those years was 2011. They didn't even get out of the first round.
Right.
I mean, that's just how. I mean, I'm looking actually. I just looked up in the Sixers in 1984, the year after that championship. They lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
they didn't even make it to the second round the next year. So it just goes to show you never really know.
So the Sixers have now won 7 games in a row. Joel Embiid, 38 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. It was his 8th game in a row, like Andrew said. Ties Will Chamberlain, 8th game in a row with 30 points plus. Ties Chamberlain and Allen Iverson. By the way, pound for pound, I think Allen Iverson is probably the best.
I guarantee you, if Iverson played in today's NBA instead of when he played 20 plus years ago, he'd be averaging 35 to 40 points a game.
And I make this note too, because here James Harden has his 5th triple-double last night. And he seems to me like he's a more of a cerebral player. Like, his knowledge of the game, understanding of things you're starting to see it, especially with Joel Embiid in that pick and roll.
100%.
Right?
I mean, you look at that duo as a whole. I mean, one of them's leading the league in points and one of them's leading in assists. They just have that pick and roll. It's unstoppable. You saw it last night on quite a few plays. I mean, James Harden, I feel like he never really got the respect when he was in
really
Houston.
well, right, Andrew?
Yeah, for his basketball mind. He's always had a great basketball mind. However, in Houston, he was the guy and he had to just chuck up as many
the
shots
problem
as
in Houston
possible.
was he was asked to be this like guy who carried the franchise, carried the team.
I mean, D'Antoni admitted it himself. He told James Harden he wanted him to control the offense and do everything himself.
And then it imploded.
Well, I got to tell you, man, I really think the Sixers are looking really good right now, and they're doing it at the right time.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, what do we have, 17, 16 games left in the season?
12
games
13,
left in the season,
13
games left in the season.
Nuts.
All right. Hour 2 at 11 o'clock. We're going to be talking with Hall of Fame sports columnist Dick Weiss. He's a basketball aficionado. He's been around. He's seen the game for many, many years. We're going to pick his brain. We're going to ask him about all these upsets. If he likes that, if that's something that he likes to see, or.
Yeah, who doesn't love an upset?
Who doesn't like it? Good upset. All right. All that and more. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What's your go-to on the pancake? Plain, strawberry, banana?
I'm more of a regular. I'm more of a regular short stack. I might flirt with like a banana pancake, strawberry pancakes every once in a while.
I think that might be too sweet. Blueberry pancakes is probably You're
a blueberry guy?
Yeah, I'm a blueberry guy because the bananas are always too sweet for some reason. And then strawberries fine, but the blueberries when they're in the cake, not just on top, fire. Pancakes is fire, man.
I got a pancake. So give me a short stack alone. I don't need anything else.
And I'm a ham steak guy opposed to a bacon because the bacon at IHOP is like
a little undercooked sometimes.
Oh, it's paper thin. It is.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by
Ocean Casino Resort. Get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort. Visit theoceanac.com.
Bet365 is giving you more this March with a mega $365 in bonus bets. Simply sign up, bet $1, and unlock your $365 in bonus bets. Check out our Bet Boost, offered across every game of the college basketball tournament throughout March. Sign up today, bet $1 and get $365 in bonus bets, and make your March mega with Bet365. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 plus and physically located in New Jersey.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Brighton Richards from Apex East Roofing. Is your roof old? Do you have a leak and are wondering what your next steps are? Let us help you. Go to apexeastroofing.com and watch us explain all the parts that make up a roofing system. Then if you'd like us to come out, we can be there within 24 hours to give you a free roofing inspection and usually get a new roof installed within 1 to 3 business days.
Get a price on your roof in 30 seconds at apexeastroofing.com.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
Odds are your insurance company has a jingle or mascot. And odds are a jingle or mascot isn't going to help you file an insurance claim. But what if you could beat those odds? Now you can. Upgrade to NJM. We trade all the gimmicks for award-winning service. And when you need to file a claim, you'll be assigned a dedicated rep who will resolve it as quickly as possible. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Get a quote at njm.com.
Now, back by popular demand from New Jersey Lottery fans, it's the Green Ball.
Hi,
Yes, I'm rested, back in shape, and ready to help my Jersey Cash 5 players.
Greenball, is it true you give players a free second chance to win up to $50,000?
That's how I roll. When you see me in the game, that means a second drawing and another chance to win.
Only through April 2nd, look out for the Green Ball and Jersey Cash 5. Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/JC5.
With all the sports we have, every time of the year is the best time of the year.
And the crowd just buzzing with excitement.
On 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Set, red 83.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig pushing the buttons. And Andrew, I got to tell you, with all these upsets, it does make for an exciting tournament, but a lot of people's brackets were busted.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And,
I mean, no one's quite as bad as yours.
Yeah. So it's been I like I said, even though my bracket's busted, it's still fun to see these upsets. I like to see it. But now so when it's tournament time, I like to go to people that I trust and that I respect. And so I looked up, called Dick Weiss, because Dick has been around. He's in the sport. He's in the basketball Sports Writers Hall of Fame. He wrote for many years for the Philadelphia Daily News, the New York Daily News. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in legendary Hall of Fame sports writer Dick Weiss. Good morning, Dick.
Hey, Billy, how are you?
All right, Dick. Usually I get to see you like once or twice in a summer. You show up at Ocean City. We get to say hi, but I contacted you. Obviously, this is your time of year. I saw you at the Philadelphia Big Five coaches breakfast, and I said, you know what? I got to get Dick Weiss on. Dick, you've seen it all, but this year, the start of this tournament is really, really something with all these upsets. Number 13, Furman defeating number 4, Virginia. How about Princeton defeating the second seed Arizona? Fairleigh Dickinson upsets number 1 Purdue, and Penn State gets number 7 Texas A&M. Dick, do you like that?
You know what? I'll tell you what I think. I think the selection committee really ought to revisit the way they seed teams.
Wow.
They automatically, non-Power 5, Power 6 teams are double-digit seeds. And they disregard the fact that there may be actually good players at a lot of these teams. And I think every time a little guy wins, every time FDU or Princeton, 2 Jersey schools end up winning as 15s and 16s, it just reinforces that point. I think that all too often we worry about taking care of the Power 6 conferences so they can get as many units as possible and giving them seeds that would allow them to go deep in the tournament. And we've already seen 2 teams that were trendy picks for the Final Four get knocked out. I mean, Purdue and Arizona, and they not just got knocked out; they were outplayed by both teams.
Yeah, but Dick, doesn't that make for a really good tournament? I mean, you get people. I mean, David taking on Goliath. I love it.
Yeah, I think the first week people love to see upsets. I think the second week they want to see the brand name teams of the Final Four. I just think I think television does too. But you know what? I think the gap between the haves and have-nots is a lot closer than ever before, Billy. There's a lot of teams that aren't that far apart. And in a one-game situation, if you don't show up like Iowa State, a team like Biddle is going to beat you.
We're talking with Hall of Fame sports writer Dick Weiss. Of course, Dick, you co-written several books with Rick Pitino, John Calipari, and Dick Vitale. I got an opportunity to interview Rick Pitino. He was here in Atlantic City for the MAC tournament where Iona won that conference championship. It was a great tournament. I was pulling for Iona last night.
They played a great first half. I was there. They played a great first half. They couldn't deal with Connecticut's length the second half. I mean, Shinogo and Klingon are 6'9", 7'3", and they combined for 40 points and 22 rebounds. And Iona just didn't shoot the ball in the second half the way they did the first half. Rick has got a lot of good players, but there's a big difference between a team that can get to the Final Four and a team that wants to win a game in the tournament. Thought he did a really good job keeping his team around. He has one or two kids that could probably play in the Big East, particularly Walter Clayton Jr. And Nelly Joseph Jr. But I think that Connecticut right now is a different animal. You know, early in the season, Connecticut went to Portland to play in that PK 85. They beat Alabama by 15 points. And Alabama is beat up raw. If Connecticut is playing like that, they have a chance to play with anybody in the country. And frankly, we're going to find out how good I like their chances against St. Mary's tomorrow. And frankly, I like their chances against Kansas when they play them out west.
Wow. We're talking with legendary sports writer, Hall of Fame sports writer, Dick Weiss. Dick, it's first time since 1977. None of our Philadelphia college teams have made it to the dance.
I'm really worried about that. I'm worried about the fact that so many local stars are leaving. I mean, Kentucky's roster next year is going to be filled with kids from Philadelphia and Camden.
Wow.
I mean, you know, Wagner and Bradshaw and Justin Edwards, who are three of the top 5 or 6 prospects in America, are all leaving. We've reached a point where it's getting harder and harder to keep the local kids local. It's getting harder and harder to keep players, stars in the Catholic League, which had always been one of the great feeders for Philadelphia, local. It's just, there's not the same feeling for kids to go to Big 5 schools as there was back in the 60s and 70s, Billy. And because of it, you end up starting to recruit in different areas. You're not sure that you're going to get local kids to come to your school. I think Aaron McKee tried. He got 3 kids out of South Jersey, and he got Nazir Miller from Goretti, but it wasn't good enough for him to keep his job. I mean, we're going through tough times right now. I mean, St. Joe's is struggling to win games. LaSalle. I mean, Fran Duffy did 15 games, but he didn't have any players who were going to be an all-Atlantic 10 choices. Temple was a little bit disappointing. They beat Houston down there, and they turn around and lose their last game of the season to Cincinnati by 30, and all of a sudden, Aaron McKee finds himself out of a job. Villanova, I think it's the J factor. I think when he left, it really created some instability. I think Kyle was learning on the job. I think that if they had Cam Whitmore and Justin Moore all season, they might have won 2 or 3 more games, maybe even put themselves in a position to get to the tournament. But when you dig yourself a big hole, it's hard to get out. I think Penn's the one team that legitimately has a shot to win the Ivy League in any given year, but they really have got a psychological problem with Princeton. I think Princeton's won 8 or 9 in a row for Penn. And until they get over that hump, they're going to have to be satisfied with being a runner-up.
Yep.
So it's been hard.
Yeah. Oh, good morning, Dick. My name's Andrew Leeds. I'm the intern over here. I just wanted to say it's a pleasure to get the chance to speak with you
How
on
are
the
you?
air. I'm doing great. How are you? So
Great.
I was wondering, going into this bracket, obviously Billy's already got his bracket completely busted, and I was curious if I'm not sure if as a columnist if you're allowed to share this or if you're allowed to have a dog in the fight, but who do you have winning your bracket for this year's March Madness, if you can share?
I think that the 4 teams are going to go to the Final Four. I think I like Connecticut. I like Alabama. I like Texas, and I like either Marquette or Duke in the East.
How about
and then and all my teams are alive, so I must have done a little homework.
We're talking with legendary Hall of Fame sports columnist Dick Weiss. And Dick, you've seen it all. What's some of your fondest memories of that's something that sticks out in your mind? I mean, you've attended over 45 Final Fours and 35 championship games.
Yeah, this will be my 50th Final Four.
50th. Oh man.
Well, Dick, a big number.
What team?
Look, you always remember when local teams do well. I mean, I still remember pinching myself after 85, 2 months after Villanova actually won the NCAA tournament. I still didn't believe it happened because they had to play the perfect game against a near perfect team in Georgetown, and they managed to do it. And then Jay's 2 winners. I mean, Chris Jenkins shot to win in 16. Their total dominance in 18. I know a lot of people in Philadelphia like to say that LaSalle 69 was the best Big 5 team ever, but the Villanova team in 2018 won every tournament game by double figures, won the national championship, and has produced 2 players, Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges, who are currently have contracts in the NBA for $90 million and $104 million with the Knicks.
That's unbelievable.
So that's pretty.
Yes,
they played this play to win very effectively.
All right, Dick. Well, listen, I really appreciate you taking some time this morning to talk college basketball with us. We really appreciate having you on, and enjoy the rest of the tournament, March Madness.
Everybody have a nice day in there, okay?
All right, thank you, Dick. There he is, Dick Weiss, legendary Hall of Fame sports columnist for the Philadelphia Daily News and the New York Daily News. Dick Weiss on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline. There's a lot of knowledge right there.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, when I think of college basketball, I think of Dick Weiss. I really do. He's been in the middle. He's been, you heard, 50 years.
Can we talk about one of the things that he brought up?
Yeah.
I thought there were 2 things that he brought up that are, and we can have both of these conversations until the day we die, basically. I thought there were great points to be. First of all, about the reseeding. Should the tournament consider, Billy, reseeding after every round?
No, I'm you know how I have been over these years with anything. I'm a traditionalist. I don't like.
But
change.
listen, Dick's been around longer than you have.
Yeah, I know.
And he's saying, look, the tournament needs to change how they do things. And for Dick to say that, I think is a big testament to the fact that
you're still going to have these, but you're still going to have these upsets. Yeah, and I think it's good for the tournament.
But he's saying that the way we're doing it, is unfair to some of these kids. Right. And you could argue that, I feel like every year in the tournament, there is somebody who gets in that can make a deep run, except they face that one team, and it's the only team that can. So maybe Dick is right. Maybe the people who seed these teams, like, look, for example, what's going on. You're telling me that Duke is the 5th best team in their bracket? I don't think so.
They didn't have a particularly great year this year.
Well, you're telling me Tennessee had a better year?
No, but Alabama. Right,
but Tennessee's 4, Duke's 5. They're playing, it's one of those things where I think Dick made an amazing point. They said these kids are better than they used to be on these teams.
Right.
And what's happening is these committees, they're giving so much unfair deference to these conferences so they can get all their ducks into the tournament.
Yeah, but you think you got to look back at why Selection Sunday is so popular, because you get put in a seed, and then you follow, some people have an easier path to glory than other teams. But I think in the end of the day, I think it comes out right. I mean, we live for upsets. We live for these. I think it's good for basketball. I think it's good for the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do see both sides of the argument. I'm not exactly as far with Billy as like a traditionalist, where I think things don't have to change. Things have to stay the way they are.
Right.
However, I do kind of like the way it works now, where you do get those like mismatches. Because I feel like if you like purposely like, oh well, like this team, like they, like how you said, Josh, how there's the one team that's in your way, like get past them. In my eyes, it's like.
Well, I'm not saying the committee should change how they do just for that situation. I'm saying that, like Dick was saying, that some of these cases, these teams are getting higher or lower seeds, not based on who the team is, the players are.
See, that's fair.
For example, he mentioned there are two guys on Rick Pitino's Iona team that could play in a bigger conference.
Right.
For example. Well, is there a potential scenario maybe Iona should have been ranked higher? Just to use that as an example. I mean, I got to double check, but Iona was what the Iona was a 13
well,
seed.
because Rick Pitino said when we interviewed him over at the MAC tournament at the Boardwalk Hall, he said he thought he'd be like a 9 seed.
Right. So is that a case where what Dick was saying was, hey, we need to reevaluate and say instead of maybe Iona being a 13, there should be an 11 or a 10. And then how does that change their run into the tournament?
Because also,
all right. So for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern New Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with friendly staff. It's no wonder Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of The Locker with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure that you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. All right. Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill is located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, New Jersey. Just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar. It's got 18 big screen TVs, daily specials, open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Now, I went down there and I saw Dave, and I'll tell you what, it's a great atmosphere. Every Thursday night they have wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. You want to book a private party? He's got a lot of cool little rooms. Give Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Nothing beats March Madness. The pure sound of a swish, the rattle of a slam dunk, the fans on their feet for the big moments. And the action just keeps getting better until a national champion is crowned. Hear all the action with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's and women's tournaments right here.
March Madness on 97.3 ESPN is being brought to you by Calvi Electric and Progressive Fence and Rail. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's home for the NCAA Tournament.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons or Electrical, they're number one.
Your next BMW is waiting for you at BMW. Find exceptional savings on an extensive selection of your favorite new BMW models. Right now, lease a new 2023 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $559 a month for 36 months. Plus, get exceptional trade-in value for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
Get in on all the action throughout the month of March with Madness Zone at the Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort. Take in the college basketball tournament with a panoramic view of all the games, a beverage in your hand, a bet placed on your favorite team, and an atmosphere like no other. Watch, bet, eat, and drink all tournament long at the Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, who didn't fall for my prank. We were gonna haze him today.
No,
Josh.
there's no we. It was you.
No we.
You.
There's no I in team, Josh.
There's a me though.
Time.
Listen,
there's an ME in team.
You didn't dress to the standards I prescribed last night.
I think Andrew perfectly fine.
By the
I'm
way,
wearing a purple button up. I can't.
Nah, you needed a tie and a jacket for your debut, man. You got the microphone. You got to play the part.
The day that you come in here wearing a tie and a jacket,
it's my show. Take that microphone right away from you. You're underdressed. How about the one time when I text you, the locker room doesn't tolerate facial hair?
Yeah, you commented on my Instagram post. I posted.
I'm just kidding, right?
Yeah, of course. I posted my lovely graduation photos because I'm set to graduate in May. And
by the way, Andrew's done a great job with the website. You got to check it out. Our website is great.
Oh yeah,
it's the Locker Room Billy Schweim. You go there. We have articles, photos. You can also watch us on YouTube, and you can also see the replay of the last show on YouTube. But we're selling T-shirts, mugs. We've got a photo gallery. We have articles and our interviews. The interview with Dick Weiss will be up there later on today. But you've done a great job. And of course, if you're interested in advertising with us, our information's on the website where you can contact us and get you on board. But you did a great job, Andrew. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And again, if you are interested in advertising, the number to reach out to me is on the website at the bottom. So
there you go. All right, Josh, Dick Weiss, who's a very knowledgeable guy, made another good point, and I know you want to talk about it. So do I. The fact that our local teams none of our teams made the tournament since it's the first time it's happened since 1977. And Dick Weiss said we're losing great quality players that are from this area. They're going elsewhere.
And just to clarify, when you say we and our team, what Billy's referring to is the Big Five in Philadelphia, because there's a lot of people out there who didn't go to those schools. They went to Penn State or they went to, Rutgers or something. So we want to clarify. We're talking about the Big Five. We're talking about LaSalle. We're talking about Temple. We're talking about Villanova.
Yeah.
We're talking about Penn. And we're talking about
LaSalle. Did you say LaSalle?
I said LaSalle.
Drexel.
Drexel. Thank you. Drexel's the other one. And, I thought a great point. So I finished Stephen A's book, Straight Shooter, which if people want a real candid look at the world, I think it's a pretty good book for that. One thing he talks about in the book, he said, because he talked about all of his years covering John Chaney in Philadelphia,
right,
and covering the Big Five. And he talked about the fact that he said the Big Five was because of the coaches. That the coaches were such powerful figures that they drew people to them. And I think part of the problem is that there is a vacuum, Billy, whereas Billy, the average fan can't even name these coaches anymore. Like they only knew who Aaron McKee was because he was a player and now he's fired. Most people can't name the guy who replaced Jay Wright. Nobody thinks of Drexel anymore because guess what? There's no big name coach there. And I think the big problem is in college sports, the coach matters in terms of recruiting, and these kids are being drawn to the Caliparis at Kentucky. They're being drawn to these bigger name figures that are not in Philadelphia.
I concur, and it's sad because I mean I saw a special on Comcast. They're talking about the public league and the Catholic league in Philadelphia and all the players that have come, like Hank Gathers and that crew, and the competition, and those guys all stayed around for the most part in college, and not so much anymore. You got Wagner's going from Camden, he's going to Kentucky.
Yeah, and I think Weiss made a great point about you see guys like Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson, the local guys, they go to local schools and then they go on to do great things in the NBA. I mean, it's just one of those things that you do want to try to reestablish, that if you're one of these Big Five schools, get in a coach or get in just a organization that, prioritizes developing these guys.
But it's more than that. It's also the fact that, why is Wagner going to Kentucky?
Yeah.
It's because of Calipari. Well, why is Calipari relevant? Because Calipari coached his father.
Right.
Why are the Philly schools not hiring the guys with the connections? One of the things, people talk about, the reason why that St. Joe's team went deep in the 20 with
Martelli.
Well, what is Martelli? Martelli's a relationships guy. Why did Fran Dunphy have the success that he did at Penn? Relationships. Now, he wasn't able to parlay that at the Temple because Penn and Temple are different animals, Billy, as you know.
But what about Villanova? Jay Wright's always recruited outside our area.
Relationships,
He's got guys from New York.
But he developed relationships.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I know you're going to have Ron Meyer on tomorrow, Billy, on the locker room. I know Ron can talk to this better than I can, but how many times I've covered high school games, and you can tell the games that have all the people paying attention and who are not. Like, what it means to these kids to see fill in the blank coach sitting in the rafters, watching them play in high school. Like, that means something to these kids. And I think
there has been this is a transition period for big time college basketball. Look at Boeheim's out at Syracuse.
Yeah.
We lost Krzyzewski last year at Duke and St. John's. And I mean, there's a lot
Roy
of
Williams is out.
Jay Williams.
Yeah.
Of course.
Jay Wright. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there has been a seismic shift in the coaching.
And the problem is I think the coaches are falling behind in terms of developing their brands. It's the idea that, you look at this game about on TV right now, Houston versus Auburn. Everyone knows Sampson and Pearl if you watch college basketball. The problem is that what game is on before Houston and Auburn?
Oh.
You don't even know. That's the problem.
Yeah, right.
The game before them,
Patrick Ewing's out at Georgetown.
Is Princeton, Missouri. You don't know who the Princeton coach is. You don't know who the Missouri coach is. But they're both playing at 6:10 before Auburn and Houston play. Now, that's not their fault that they're good teams, but it is their fault that there's someone who's going to turn on the game and be like, who is this coach and why should I care? And if you're a high school player, and again, Ron Myers might speak this better than anybody, these kids want to go somewhere where they want to be part of the crowd. They want to be seen. They want to be a part of something. And guess what? It's hard to say, hey, you're a part of something at Missouri.
No, I know. I hear you. And like you said, tomorrow we will be talking with Ron Meyer. He's the head coach of the Pittman boys basketball team, two-time All-South Jersey basketball player, and he was an All-State basketball player. So we'll pick his brain about basketball. By the way, Josh, I always remember he was a big Ben Simmons guy. Remember that?
Huge Ben Simmons guy.
And when Ben got traded, I haven't heard. He hasn't called me. We talk from time to time. Not a phone call. But when I called him the other day, I said, "What, are you hiding from me?"
Well, speaking of Ben Simmons, I don't know if either of you guys saw this, but he's been a part of Clutch Sports with Rich Paul.
Yeah.
And he decided to leave their agency and pick up a new agent to represent him. So he's no longer a part
He's got to do something.
Well,
Clutch
there's
Sports.
maybe they started telling him the truth and he didn't like what he heard.
Took a little while to sink in.
Maybe LeBron, said, I don't want you in LA.
Maybe LeBron told him to grow up and he told LeBron to go to hell. I don't know.
All right, guys, for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in Southern Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's 609-927-2921. If you're throwing a party, you need everything situated, let Chet and his staff take care of you. At Circle Liquor Store, tell them the Locker Room sent you. A new wind is blowing at Maserati the Main Line. The all-new Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Main Line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. The class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give Michael Pileggi a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800 to schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the station where Sixers fans unite for every slam dunk.
He hammers it in.
Every three-pointer.
Corner three, bucket good.
We are your play-by-play home for Sixers basketball.
And a steal by Bible. That's what he does. And a two-hand jam. And the bench loves it. Give me a T.O., baby.
There's only one place to listen to Sixers basketball all season long. 97.3 ESPN.
And Maxey finishes with a flurry.
South Jersey's Sixers station.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Bet365 is giving you more this March with a mega $365 in bonus bets. Simply sign up, bet $1, and unlock your $365 in bonus bets. Check out our bet booths offered across every game of the college basketball tournament throughout March. Sign up today, bet $1 and get $365 in bonus bets, and make your March mega with Bet365. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 plus and physically located in New Jersey.
Your next BMW is waiting for you at BMW of Atlantic City. Find exceptional savings on an extensive selection of your favorite new BMW models. Right now, lease a new 2023 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $559 a month for 36 months. Plus, get exceptional trade-in value for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, intern Andrew Leeds. He's got his first opportunity behind the mic. And, of course, Josh Hennig, my former boss, my longtime producer, the yin and the yang here in the locker room. Josh Hennig.
Billy's good cop, I'm bad cop.
So we talked a little Eagles, and we'll get into a lot of Eagles tomorrow in the program. And you're back sitting behind the mic again. You and I got, hey, Josh, tomorrow is a youth movement here in the locker room. I'm going to be outnumbered by all these young guys.
I don't care. All I care about is the buttons get pushed and nobody cursed on the radio. Because I don't want anybody calling me in the middle of the morning when I'm trying to sleep tomorrow.
All right. Let me ask you guys this question. 12 days before opening day at Phillies Major League Baseball 2023. Have you been watching any baseball?
I personally
have you been watching any of the Classic Baseball Classic?
I've been keeping up with it, but I haven't actually been watching the games very much. I mean, I know the one night the game didn't start till 10 p.m. Like I'm getting ready to settle down.
See, I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know when they could ever do this. You can't do it in the offseason. Then the guys want to play. But I don't know if it's a good fit for right now. Do you think so, Josh?
Personally, I would do it. I know they won't do it, but personally, I would do this in October. And I would say, okay, you didn't make the playoffs with your team, so now you're able to go and play in this tournament. That's what I would do. The problem is they won't do it because, one, football is 24/7 that kind of month. You have the NHL and the NBA starting up. So for them, they probably feel like this is the only time they can get away with it.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been, really watching intently, but I do like the one thing I am shocked at is the preseason prediction. Like the Phillies are predicted to finish third in the NL East, and I know the Mets got a great lineup now. Edwin Diaz, he was celebrating, the win for Puerto Rico, and he comes down and tweaks his patella tendon or something. And the Mets just signed him to like $1 million or $100 million contract, and he's out.
He's done for the year. Yep.
He suffered a full thickness
8
tear
months?
of the patellar tendon.
Yeah, the patella tendon. So my first concern is, health of the team. Now, let's face it. Remember, Andrew, the Eagles had all 22 starters in the Super Bowl. So the key to everything is health, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you got a healthy team, you've got a winning team.
So we're looking at the projected pitching rotation. And by the way, Tommy Green will be with us throughout the baseball season this year on the mound with Tommy Green. And we'll start talking with him on the 26th of March. He'll be with us on Sundays at 10:30. But if you look at this projected starting rotation, Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, they pitched well, both of them in 2 consecutive starts, albeit they don't only pitch, I think, like 3 innings, but they looked good. Now, I didn't watch, I just caught the clips, but I'm encouraged by that. Now, Ranger Suarez, his elbow is a little sore. What's the prognosis with him? Is this precautionary?
It's more of a forearm than an elbow, honestly. So it's more of a precautionary thing. That's why he left the World Baseball Classic, because he didn't want to injure it.
I admire that, and I think he's thinking long term, obviously.
And by the way, Garrett Stubbs did the same thing. He left the Israeli team because of a tweaked injury that he had as well. So I feel like most of these guys are trying to do what's right for their ball club, at least in the Phillies case. And it seems like to me that, why people are putting the Phillies third? It's because they don't respect them.
That's right.
The Phillies are the Rodney Dangerfield of baseball right now.
We went all the way to the World Series in dramatic fashion. I mean,
I think that's part of the reason why, though. You look at the team last year, and they were a wild card who had to win their way to even make the postseason. I think people see that, and they don't want to trust.
Yeah, but if you look, but
but
look at this lineup: Trey Turner leading off, Kyle Schwaber, and these are just projections.
Yeah.
But let's just go with this: Aaron Nola, Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, Walker, and Falter. That's a quality starting five.
I think
right
you
there.
got 4 very solid, and
All
Falter
right.
is a
Then you
little
look
bit
at
low.
this. Then you look at the starting lineup. Leading off, Trey Turner. Second, Kyle Schwaber, and these are just projections. Reese Hoskins at the number 3 spot. Realmuto, Castellanos, Derek Hall, who's not going to cover off the ball, albeit it is a spring, but it's very encouraging. Alec Baum, Bryson Stott, and Brandon Marsh. I'll put that lineup against anybody.
But that's because you would. The rest of the
you
league,
you wouldn't.
No, Billy.
I'm asking what you would do, Josh.
Well, first of all, it doesn't matter what I would do. What matters
it does.
is
You're in the locker room here, and we value
what
you
matters
say.
is that you ask the question, why are people putting this team third? Why are they getting disrespected? It's not because the 3 of us are making those opinions on these websites. It's because national people look at the Phillies and they have questions still about, was last year a fluke? Was last year a flash in the pan? And they look at a team like the Braves and said, if the Braves were more healthy last year, would that have made a difference? If the Mets are healthy, which they're obviously not, and they won't be, would that make a difference? And they're assuming that the Phillies can't catch lightning in a bottle again. Again,
they added. It's not that they lost anybody. They added Trey Turner.
But again, to some people that doesn't matter. It's not enough. You know, you look at a team like the Padres. The Padres are a super team.
Right.
Well, if the Padres can sustain that throughout an entire season, are they the best team in the National League? It's certainly possible. The other problem is that the National League, let's be realistic. Is there anyone who didn't make the playoffs last year that you have any belief can make the playoffs this year? The answer is no.
Yeah, not that I can.
So
think
the
of.
problem is that you're reshuffling the deck this year, right? All you're doing is walking into this year with the 7 teams from last year and just kind of rolling the dice. Now, obviously with the Mets and all their injuries, they might not make the playoffs at this point because between Diaz going down and half the rest of the Mets being injured at this point.
Where's Mr. Met? Where's Jeff Dowling? Where's Mr. Met? You notice the phone's not ringing, right? He's not peppering me with a.
Well, listen, just for being respectful, because him and I had a conversation about him calling it the worst possible times last year. I mean, listen, Billy, we've had people texting into the show at 609-403-0973. You've just been too busy about it.
Well, read them off. I don't see that stuff. You do.
Doesn't matter if I see it, Billy.
So
it matters is that
hey, Billy, we got a couple text messages. Let's read them, and you go ahead and take over.
You want me to take over?
I'll give you a little latitude
I'll take
here,
over.
Josh.
Let's hear these texts.
Dan in EHT earlier in the
We
show,
love Dan.
he wanted to talk about the Eagles and the Sixers. He said, an athlete's prime is between ages 26 and 32, and Embiid is 29. He is in his prime and on a mission. In 40 years since the Sixers title, I believe this team can win a championship. It's from Dan EHT.
Wow, man. Yeah. And look, I mean, I think they're playing great right now, but I'm still leery about Boston and Milwaukee.
I mean, you look at the Sixers. I mean, they have the best record in all of basketball since December 8th. I mean, it's hard not to believe in this team. I do understand.
And listen, Joel Embiid is playing like the MVP.
Yeah.
I'd rather win a championship, but I mean, how he goes to how the Sixers go.
Definitely, 100%.
Jeff in Ocean City chimed in and said, Josh is right. Both FDU and Princeton won because they worked hard for the entire 40 minutes, while Purdue and Arizona both thought they could just go through the motions to win.
But that's the beauty of this tournament. David versus Goliath, man. Anything can happen. That's why you got to play the game.
Well, I don't know. Maybe some, like Weiss was saying, maybe some of the Davids shouldn't be Davids. Maybe they should be getting more respect.
Yeah, maybe instead of them being David, maybe they should be, Captain America or
maybe.
something.
Be Bert and Ernie.
What do you got, Josh?
Also, another text came in and says, Nick Sirianni not getting enough credit for the Eagles' success.
I think that's a true statement as
I
well.
agree. Did either of you guys catch him on the New Heights podcast this week?
Not this week.
No,
No.
I heard he was
Yeah,
on
this week he was on Jason Kelsey's a great interview, and you really get to see the type of respect that players like Jason Kelsey have for him. I mean, they spend a good couple minutes talking about just all of the different metaphors that he likes to bust out about different things.
Well, he was under a lot of fire, if we remember correctly, all the analogies he made.
Yeah,
in the
Kelsey,
beginning, right?
they
Water in the
specifically
flower, right?
They specifically bring up that.
How about his competitive? He wants to be, whether you're playing
rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Remember, I mean, he was. Listen, you remember that first press conference, Josh? You remember that,
Oh,
right?
they go.
I'll never
I mean,
forget.
he was not ready for prime time.
But you know what? And this is where, really quick, I had said from the beginning that the Eagles put him in a bad spot in that first presser. Like Jeffrey Lurie wasn't. He was like on some vacation somewhere. I mean, Lurie gets on there for an 18-minute diatribe, just bloviating about how wonderful he is.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, and here's our coach. Nick Sirianni's in a room by himself with no one. Like they almost set him up to fail.
Yeah, and that was a great point that they made on the podcast with Jason Kelsey. They said that Nick Sirianni, he took that press conference and he knew that he stunk it up, and he said, you know what, I need to be better. I'm going to take steps. I'm going to come to
See,
my
and
next
that goes
one.
back to your point, Josh, where you saying that people can take responsibility if they don't do something right.
Yeah,
Own up to
Kelsey-
it. And he
Kelsey-
did. But that's
yeah.
the mark of a genuinely classy, upstanding person. Someone that takes
Exactly.
But
responsibility.
that also makes you understand why he for this city. He belongs as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, because this town, they don't want you to be perfect. They just want you to do your best every day
and be honest
and own
Yeah.
it.
Right. And
every
own
day.
it, and own it.
And Kelsey himself, he said that him, along with other players in the locker room, they saw Nick Sirianni do that, and to see a head coach be a leader like that and be willing to make changes himself.
So let me tell you, I speak with Craig Berube often.
Yeah.
And Craig, and I also speak with a former Flyer who's been on the show, Jeff Harding, is a good friend of mine. And he keeps reiterating that the players can see that how real and genuine Craig Berube is. They'll run through a wall for him. They like him. He's honest. He's a straight shooter. And that's what players respect and want out of their head coach.
Mhm.
Someone that cares about them so much. If you see that your coach cares about you, it's not
Yeah.
about them, it's about you. That goes a long way into being a successful coach.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Nick Sirianni, I don't think there's a single coach.
I mean, you
in
got
all
Nick
of sports.
Sirianni, Andrew, going around drinking shots at bars, local bars. I mean, I live in Collingswood. I hear Nick Sirianni's been seen all around town.
Yeah, I mean, and look at him showing up to press conferences, showing up to practices. He's wearing T-shirts.
Yeah, he's wearing
with Jalen
T-shirts.
Hurts on them. Some people like to call it pandering, but I like to see it as just a guy who cares about his team. And
I
his
think it's real.
players.
Don't you think that's real?
I
think it's
personally-
real.
I think
don't
Nick
think that's
Sirianni-
fake.
I don't either.
But
I
even
think-
if it is fake, you know what?
Nah, players can see right through that, Josh.
No. That's not what I was saying. Okay, can I finish my sentence? I can press the buttons. I can turn you off or I turn myself off. Remember that.
Just don't turn me on.
You're not my
dear.
type. But
Yeah,
anyway,
nothing could be finer.
it's nothing. Oh my gosh, that was good job, Andrew. Good job.
Thank you.
No, the thing is that yes, players can see it through the pandering, but the pandering to me is less of a thing because Sirianni, he's putting the effort in to show you that he wants to be a part of. What's one of the complaints over the years people have? It's you want to support the other teams in the city, right, Billy? That's one of the complaints that
absolutely.
Well, you know what Sirianni does? Sirianni walks around with Philly shirts.
You see that?
He goes to Eagle,
Phillies hoodie.
Yeah, he's got all this stuff out there. So I mean, to me, I just think it's fun. And you know what? I appreciate fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate fun more than anybody else in here, I think. I've had too much fun. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, Josh.
Yeah.
And on that note,
hey, you know what I want to tell you guys? For 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in Southern Jersey.
yes, they have.
It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. Josh, it's a landmark. And people have been going for Circle Liquors for 83 years. You know why? Because they got a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City. With the most competitive prices around, Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for this party. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's 609-927-2921 for the Circle Liquor Store. Tell them the locker room sent you. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and sees it fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NCAA Tournament is coming to 97.3 ESPN later today. Listen to March Madness exclusively on 97.3 ESPN. Catch every buzzer beater, every upset, and every minute of March Madness. Who will cut down the nets this season?
For three, it's good!
Keep it locked to 97.3 ESPN to find out. Listen to the NCAA Tournament exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM. South Jersey's sports leader. Coverage begins at noon.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off for limited time offer for new clients following locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
With Corvette.
It's back! That's right! March Markdown is back at Bennett Chevrolet. And this year, the savings are bigger and better than ever, with huge savings on every vehicle, because we need to move out over 200 of them right now. Believe it or not, Bennett Chevrolet is selling new vehicles at GM supplier employee pricing for everybody. Plus, there's available 0% financing. And Bennett is giving a minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker towards any pre-owned vehicle in stock. That's at least $10,000 for total junk. Just imagine how much Bennett is paying for good trades. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is a delight to work with because they're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Don't miss March Markdowns going on now at Bennett Chevrolet, and get your new Chevy at GM supplier employee pricing, 0% available financing, and at least $10,000 for any trade towards any pre-owned in stock. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Get in on all the action throughout the month of March with Madness Zone at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort. Take in the college basketball tournament with a panoramic view of all the games, a beverage in your hand, a bet placed on your favorite team, and an atmosphere like no other. Watch, bet, eat, and drink all tournament long at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, intern Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig. By the way, want to remind people the website is looking good. It's up and running. And Andrew did a great job with it. The Locker Room, Billy Schwein. You can read out. We have articles. We have a photo gallery. We got shirts up there displayed. A coffee mug. You want to buy one of those?
You can watch and listen live.
Watch and listen live on YouTube. Our YouTube channel's up there because we're on the StreamYard every Saturday and Sunday. Hey, by the way, Sting's coming to Atlantic City. I might have to get out there.
Have to get there for trip 23.
Where's he going to be at?
Atlantic. I just saw a billboard. I can't remember where he's going to be, but he's in Atlantic City somewhere.
Good grief! I got to do all the work.
Look it up. Look it up, Josh. Intern Andrew Lee, your first day behind the mic, man. What'd you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah,
I thought it was a great time. I mean, I have my wife.
How fast did these 2 hours go?
It goes by incredibly fast.
It's
It
unbelievable.
goes by faster when you're behind the mic. I'll say that. I
Doesn't
have my
it? Yeah.
I have my whiteboard ready. in
Yeah,
case
man,
I
they
needed
didn't
it.
send me any messages today.
No, I had to keep them to myself. I had to be the one sounding intelligent at times.
I am encouraged.
September. Sting will be in Atlantic City in
September. But you said where? I said
Hard Rock.
Hard Rock. Okay. Yeah. I just got a text from Billy Gottfried, and I mean, he thinks a lot of the athletes don't want to stick around. They don't want to play in the city because of the level of.
That's
crime.
not true at all.
You think it has anything to do with it at all?
No.
It's
It's all.
the coaches.
I guarantee you, if John Calipari was the head coach of Villanova, those guys.
Villanova's up on the main line. What about Temple, Drexel,
Temple.
LaSalle, Penn?
Temple, absolutely. The problem with Drexel and LaSalle is, I'm just going to say it, they're Catholic schools. I think some of these guys only go to Catholic school curriculum.
Wow, man. It's over. It's all over.
Yeah.
It's all
I don't believe it.
A lot of basketball today. You can listen on 97.3 ESPN. As soon as we get off the air, it's wall-to-wall basketball.
Billy, what game looking forward to today? Give it to me.
Today,
We got Furman, San Diego State, Duke, Tennessee.
I'm looking for. I'll watch Duke, Tennessee.
Arkansas, Kansas, Princeton, Missouri, Auburn,
I'm pulling
Houston,
for Princeton all the way, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was
Penn
gonna say.
State, Texas.
All right. Hey, thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Tomorrow I'll be back at it with Andrew, and Danny Ryan will be producing tomorrow. Our big guest is Ron Meyer from Pittman High School. Stay tuned for basketball all day long, and we'll see you tomorrow right here at 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
You haven't downloaded the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app? Well, go get it now to follow all the Philly sports teams at 97.3ESPN.com. Powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Spring is coming, and so are the ants. Mike